Hello, everybody. Sorry I don't look up to par, but I went to the doctor, let's see, Friday. He admitted me with chest pains. Uh, and so they did a head scan, they did a chest x-ray, EKG, kept me for 24 hours, and then sent me home. That night, I overdosed on a bunch of medications. I don't remember from that till about Monday, maybe. Um, I got 2 hours of sleep last week because of stress that I've been dealing with myself. And then as of the other night or yesterday, yeah, the other night I called 911 and told them I wanted to kill myself, and that I had voices in my head that were telling me things that I shouldn't do. Well, they took me to the hospital at Seton, Maine, down here in Austin, Texas, and get in there, and all I have to do is pee, and they're gonna get me a social worker and get me sent to a psych hospital. All right, I go, okay. I'm gonna get some help and get on some medication, and things are gonna be fine. All right. So I couldn't pee. Well, I asked the doctor. I asked the nurse. I said, "Would you ask the doctor if you just go ahead and urine just tap me and just get the urine, and we'll get going." So she couldn't do it with the first one, and so she didn't want to talk to the doctor. And then she came back and she goes, "Well, if we put in the one for an large prostate, you may not get into a psych unit, and you can't pull it out." I said, "Well, I gotta pee, and you're not gonna let me out of bed to go to the bathroom where I usually go just fine." So I couldn't get out of bed to go to the bathroom because they had me under suicide watch. But when they put this inflatable attachment to me, and adult, watch out. It's just as plain as you can be. If you're out in public, you got something you got to do. Well, there you go. That's about as good as it gets. Now, the first night they had this in, they collect 900 units. Now, I'll tell you what this means. 900 units, as you see on the bag right there. Did you see those numbers? That is per liter. All right. Now, the first night I was there, by 12 something, at 12:30 or about that time, there was 900 liters, and she emptied it. Before I left the hospital, there was 1,800 liters. Then she comes in and she said, "Well, we can't send you to a psych hospital. I hope you're not suicidal because we still have to send you home." I said, "Well, what about this catheter?" I said, "Are you going to show me how to cath?" "Yeah, we're going to show you how to cath." Then another nurse come in and said, "Well, she's busy right now. There was an emergency that came in." Well, almost 2 hours later, another nurse, the head nurse, comes in from the ER and says, "Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to send you home. She don't have time to get to you, and we're just going to go ahead and let you go home, and we're going to pay for it for free." Then I wait and wait. Then a social worker a new social worker comes back on. She says, "Okay." She says, "Well, I tell you what, we got some good news and some bad news, maybe. Or either that, or you can look at it as positive news. Now, we can't send you to any psych hospital. We just can't, not with the medical conditions you have." I said, "Okay. But we've called your Apricot Home Health in Round Rock, and they're going to, the nurse that you usually have, he's going to come and meet you, and he's going to show you, he's going to remove the catheter, and then he's going to have to show you how to self-cath." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, he won't do it without an order, and I know that." They said, "Yeah, we've already contacted them, and they're going to do it." I said, "Okay." So I got home. I texted Nathan, my nurse, and I said, "Well, I'm at home now." So he says, "Well, he's going to be here in a little bit." Okay, fine. Then he gets here. I tell him, I said, "Okay, I got this." And they told me because of my enlarged prostate that I couldn't take this out, but that you were going to take it out and show me how to self-cath. He said, I don't have an order. Today, this is the day later, there's no order. And the hospital I went to last night after several seizures, I went to, and they said, well, we can't touch it. It wasn't put on by this hospital. I tell them I think I need to go in a nursing home. I can't take care of myself. So I need to be admitted and to find out what's going on. They said, no, sir, we can't do that either. You have to go back to Seton Hospital, Maine, off 38th Street. I said, okay. They said, but even if you go back there, that doesn't mean that they're going to pull it out or that they're going to teach you how to suck-calf. Okay. Well, what's it cost by? Oh, we don't know. Okay. So they send me home. Now, I've got papers, referral papers, to see a urologist. Now, they said that he's going to teach me how to do this. Today, I found out the nurse still said he's not going to touch it, still not going to pull it out, still not going to self-calf me or teach me how to do it myself. I hope there's a YouTube video on this because I definitely want to find out how to self-calf because it looks like nobody's willing to help me. Now, knowing that I had, overdosed, Saturday night, usually I overdose, I call 911 and say, okay, I'm swallowing pills, and I start swallowing pills and swallowing pills, swallowing pills. So, that time, I said, I'm not calling 911. I'm just going to go to sleep because I'm falling asleep now. The pills that I took is starting to react, so I'm going to sleep. I did, and I did tell the ambulance driver that I tried to commit suicide, and Monday I told him, I said, okay, I need to go in. So I go in. You know what they do? They keep me for 4 hours and send me home. Not a 24-hour hold from psych, but send me home. Okay. Now, the doctor, Dr. Jose R. Garcia, has not seen me since June 21st. The psych doctor that he sent me to that comes to my house, all these people come to my house. The psych doctor that was coming to my house last time never showed up. He said, I'm going to see you at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I call him. I'm on my way. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3:45. I call him. I'm still on my way. I said, you don't have to be because you're wasting my time and yours too. So then I hang up. He doesn't call me back. So then I call him, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe he'll get the clue this time that he better take, care of me. And I tell him, you got within 24 hours to put me on a psych med or I'm going to turn you into the State Board of Medical Examiners. So within 7 hours, he makes time to call the pharmacy and ups one of the medications that is blocking my other two antiviral medications. Just blocking it from working, which will in turn kill me. So he ups that medication. So then he calls and tells me, well, I'm going to see you at 10 o'clock. He's going to see me at 10 o'clock Thursday morning. Okay, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then 8:45 he calls, I'm still on my way. This 70-year-old man is going to come after 9 o'clock at night to my house to chit-chat. Because the first 2 times, he acted like a therapist. And he's having a hard time typing with 2 fingers into this computer that's supposed to help him understand the in and outs of how to be a doctor. I'm only imagining that he's a school nurse or something, because I know more than he is, and he's not getting it. And he keeps stopping me in the middle of mid-sentence and then say, wait a minute, I just asked you to tell me more about your diagnosis. I said, well, if you would have called up 40 minutes ago, I'd done told you my diagnosis. I have 5 diagnoses, and I've already told you about all 5 of them. I already told you what medications I need, and I don't give a shit what the side effects are. I'm telling you what I need. Oh, well, I'll have to get with Dr. Garcia. Well, then we talked about it again. He said, well, I've decided not to talk to Garcia, and then I found out that the Zyprexa it will make your blood sugar go up. I said, that's why I've got Levemir. I can make it go down and keep taking it every day. It's a shot, but it's a pen, which is easier to use than a needle. Okay. So he says, well, I'm going to have to talk to Garcia. Well, then I told him this last time that he flaked out on me. I said, well, did you talk to Garcia? He goes, no, I ain't had the time. Okay. Now, I called Dr. Garcia, and I've texted him 9 different texts. This is a man that has a text cell phone. Not only does he have a text telephone, but the cell phone I called several times said, please leave a number, and then told me in Spanish, please leave a number, and then it went beep. Now, I've done called this man, and text this man, and text this man. I ain't heard from my general PCP since June 21st. Then I get the MCOT, which is Mental Health of Texas Crisis Unit, okay? They come out here and say, what's going on? I said, well, I went for suicidal ideation with the plan, and they said that I had to pee in order for me to go into a psychiatric hospital. Then they turned around and said, well, if you can't pee, then we're going to have to try this catheter and get some urine from you. I said, great, wonderful, then we can start going to this thing and I can get some medicine for my mental illness. So then they tell me, well, if you have an enlarged prostate, we've got to give you this certain catheter, but it's going to have to stay in, and you might not be able to get mental help. Really? So not only am I going to not get the help I need, but you're going to send me home with something that the order did not go through on, and that the nurse won't take care of, and the nurse won't do this, and the nurse won't do that, and there's no orders for them. Okay? I called the hospital. I decided to tell the operator, you're responsible for me. My name is Michael Dean Boyd. I just got out of the ER there, and I was suicidal, and I'm still suicidal. And if I kill myself, it's on your hands. Not only that, but if this catheter, if I come to that hospital again, if you don't take this catheter out and replace it with a new one to keep me from having infections, I'm going to sue your ass off by the Texas State Attorney's General's Office for Medical Malpractice. Now, that's not all I'm going to do. Now, I have the nurse call me from ExtraCard. He tells me, his name is Nate, and he tells me, well, we found a nursing home for you. And they've sent the information to them. And this is the lady's name, and this is the phone number. Call and see if the insurance went through. I called the lady B at Heritage, her nursing home, and they're not sure which facility, of course. He just got the intel, of course. And the lady proceeds to ask me, what's your illness? And I'm going through my illness. She stops me at the third one and says, well, you need to stop and you need to answer my questions first. And I'm like, well, what new question do you have? Well, we need a medical reason for you to be here. Okay, diabetes type 2, can't keep up with my meds, HIV, it's supposedly I might have AIDS. Okay, it says HIV-induced dementia and Parkinson's. I said, okay, fine. And they told me that I had not only with the dementia and Parkinson's, they tell me now that I might have cancer or of the prostate, or it's a cyst of the prostate, and they may have to do surgery. Okay, this goes on top of seizures. This is on top of diabetes type 2, HIV, now something else wrong with my prostate, and my kidneys are not able to empty. And guess what? When I went to the bathroom, I was trying to pee, and there was no liquids going through this catheter. So now I am confused. What is a catheter for if it don't drain pee? Now, there is more in there than was this morning when I went ahead and got it done. However, I don't get something? How come? Here's another thing. Okay, this caseworker from ATCIC, which is Austin Travis County, and Integral Care. They're people that take care of all the mental illness people that don't have, any other place to go. Okay, so they decided to tell me, okay, we have caseworker for you, we have a tier 3 for you, and this is how long it's going to last, and then we're going to send you a doctor to actually give you some psych meds. I said, oh, great. So the psychiatrist comes up to me and stuff like that, and I tell the social worker, she called me, and I tell her, well, I'm going to go with the Service of Austin and have them bring me food, and have them, find me a therapist. Well, the lady came, and she said, I need your proof of insurance, your proof of income, your proof of address, your proof of the... I said, yes, I'm aware of that. So I get my box and I start looking around, and I'm looking for my birth certificate, right? Well, then I found this, United Healthcare, Medicare, that had paid for some bills, and I throw it up there. It's got my address on it. United Healthcare, Medicare is right on the front of it. She said, I can't accept that for address. I said, look, I done pulled a chair. I'm in a wheelchair, but by the way, as you see, I can't walk anymore. I picked up this chair. I cleaned it up, put my brand new clothes on a bed where the dog had been sleeping. I picked up that chair and I took it over into the living room back over here, right over there. And I made her accommodate it because she told me, well, we got to find somewhere to write on, and that's not a proper place to write on. Why don't we come here to the desk, which I have no light over there. But why don't we come over there? Okay, I go over there. I start rummaging through, and I give her the address. She says, well, I can't take that. And I said, and I can't take you, fat bitch. Excuse me for my language. I said, and get the hell out of my damn house. And if you don't get out of here bastard, I'm going to take my right foot, and I'm going to put it so far up you, you're going to taste my sock. And she said, I'd be glad to. And I said, I'm glad that you are getting paid for a service that for AIDS Services of Austin, people with HIV and AIDS can't get service because you have something like you with no compassion to tell me that slowly, here, let me help you find it. Here, let me look through, let's see what we need here. I need this. Okay, let's concentrate on that. Oh, no compassion, no care in the world. Matter of fact, this woman has it out for me. She does not want to help me. It's obvious she doesn't want to take me as a client. And it is bizarre as to how quick that was to blow up in my face. And she keeps telling me, sir, don't be upset at me. I'm trying to find the information. I say, that's why I'm in the box at the moment. I'm in the box where the information is. And I'm digging through it, and I'll find it. Have a seat in the chair. No, I'll just stand because without this information, I can't give you any service. If a woman wants to get pregnant and she tells you you got to have sex with her before she gets pregnant, then she tells you to stop. Right when you fix the inner, she tells you to stop. She's got to get pregnant. Well, how do you get pregnant? These doctors, the country, the regulations of insurance, regulation of hospital, regulation of doctors. Let me tell you something, people. If you don't have family, they ain't going in. And it looks like to me, last night, after 6 seizures, I went to another one of Seton's hospitals down south. They wake me up after several shots of something to help my seizure stop. My blood pressure is like 128 over 120. Okay, that's overbearing. My pulse is 108. Okay, then it was 135. Then I don't know because I blacked out. Then she wakes me up and I tell her, well, what about? She said, we're gonna send you home by Arcadia. Okay, I hadn't been told by Arcadia that by Seton, Maine. Oh well, Arcadia won't pay for your insurance won't pay for Arcadia. Okay, so you're sending me home with a Arcadia that won't pay, my insurance won't pay, and you're not going to either, so I'm rich all of a sudden? I don't know where this came from, but anyway, so I go on about my business. I'm sitting there going, okay, well, my insurance, Medicaid done told me that they pay for transport, medical transports. You know, I done read that a long time ago. I ain't recorded it, but I done read it. So they go ahead and bring me home, and they bring me inside, and they sit me in my wheelchair, and then they're off again. Then I get a text from the nurse telling me about this nursing home, and that I could get in there without having been in the hospital for 72 hours, like most reasons why Medicare won't pay for that. And then he gives me a name. Her name is B, and she's in the Heritage Nursing Home. I said, okay. So I call him. I call her up. I said, I was supposed to call, my nurse gave me the number to call you to check and see where we were as far as admitting, or as far as doing the psych eval. Well, she said, what's your illness? And I said, well, I have HIV, and I go on to tell her about the dementia and stuff. She goes, well, what's today's date? I said, I don't know. I don't. I said, no. She said, what's today? Now, I should have said, well, I got my Meals on Wheels today, so it's Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. But, dumbass me, I'd say, I don't know. Which was kind of true. I really didn't know. And I can't take care of myself by myself in this big-ass house that needs $5,000 to $10,000 worth of repairs. So, then she proceeds to tell me that we don't accept, if you have home health, there's no reason to have a place to go. Okay, I need more nursing staff than 15 minutes, and you're telling me that I can't come in at all because I don't have enough medical issues? I think I do. My nurse thinks I do. My doctors think I do. The hospital thinks I do, even though they won't admit me. They all think I do, but won't do nothing and say I can't. So then I text back the nurse and I say, well, Heritage B tells me that you're lying and that I am not a candidate for a nursing home. She says, well, I'm going to have to call back the office and find out what's going on, and I'll text you or call you back. I ain't heard shit back yet. And he told me to call back. I called him back and went straight to voicemail. That's kind of like calling the kettle black. Now, I've done everything in my power to do what I have to do to try to get help. It's sad. It's real sad. Now, I've done everything I can, and I can only hope that I can find this urologist. And hopefully he's the key to the gate of pulling this out of my wee-wee so that I can actually, at least wear the diapers that I bought so that I can use the diapers. And since I've got these 22 liters or whatever, or 40 liters or whatever in me, and I got plenty of room for more, then take it out and I'll self-cath. You teach me how to self-cath and I'll do my own thing. But no, we can't do that. You have to go to the urologist. Well, watch me. I bet you $1 trillion that he's going to tell me, well, I can't take it out. And I can't teach you how to self-cath. I'm going to have to send an order. And I bet you $1 billion again, the nurse comes back and says, well, I can't do it because I didn't get an order. And see, this is going to go round and round and round and round and round and round. And I'm going to die at home. Now, I've already been told by 3 different family members that that's what happened to several, my cousin, my grandfather, everybody. If they couldn't empty their bladder, they died. Simple as that. They died. So, I don't have much time, and I don't know how much time. And nobody's giving me any answers or help. So just letting y'all know what's going on and trying to explain everything that I've done. And APS, Adult Protective Services, also has a case on me, has not contacted me, has not texted me, has not come up to my door, knocked on my door, nothing. Okay? Then also I have these other people that are supposed to be there for me, and they can't be there for me. When I sent the lady away for AIDS Services of Boston, I just talked to the MCOT people, and they said, oh, well, you were discharged. No. My caseworker said, If it don't work with Aid Service of Austin, give me a call back and I will stop the discharge papers. I said, okay. So when she came and it didn't work, I called Whitney. I leave it on her personal cell phone that I'm going to have to come back because the Aid Service of Austin is not willing to take me. Well, they tell me from MCOT today, oh, well, you've already been discharged. But since you two were with the company recently, we'll get them back started. I can only hope that it rains like cats and dogs and destroys the house, and that this burst inside. I don't know what to think anymore. I mean, I went from suicidal to I can't suicide. I went, oh my God, there's a bunch of things landing on my porch, on my house, and it looks like it's about to storm real hard. Well, I can only hope it does, because that's where my roof starts leaking. And I done called everybody that I could, to get me the help I need. And the only thing I know is, at the end of 30 days, I'll go back to that same hospital I went to and see if they'll change my catheter and send me home. If I can find a ride, I can go to the urologist if he has an available appointment. Which I don't know how many people are in line with a catheter. I just can't imagine, can't fathom that. And if they are, then this is the solution of killing somebody. Because if you keep it more than 30 days, it can destroy more than just your kidneys. Your kidneys will start shutting down. If mine hadn't started shutting down already. I have constant cramps. It hurts really, really bad. So I have to lean back a lot. But I just wanted to let y'all know how the medical teams are doing with me here in Austin, Texas. And, I just want to ask something, just out of curiosity. Is GlenValley.com site a KKK recruiting place for people who hate and tries to get rid of people? I'm just asking. I'm just asking because I went to I had got a paper and it said, to log into this site, and it was free. So I went to log into the site. Of course, it denied me because it was one day past the day it was supposed to be for, and I got out of the hospital the day after the actual letter. So then I find out who's running the site. Well, that all of a sudden popped up when I found out about other stuff that was going on. I have a account or a case with Dallas Underwood, who I didn't know he was Dallas. I knew him as Shane, and I had, now this is previous, prior to this. I wasn't stupid. I was ignorant. I didn't know how or where to send these 5 boxes of needles that kept coming in, and finally. Finally my nurse had to call the pharmacy and say, hey, quit sending him needles, because he doesn't do needles, he does the Levemir, the pen. And even that, they stopped at the hospital, and my blood sugar goes too low real quick. So now I got a problem, and I'm still taking diabetes type 2 medication. Now, it seems like I'm really, really smart, intelligent, and that might be, but that doesn't mean that I don't need medical help. That does not mean that I have a lot of mental problems and that I need them addressed. None of that has anything to do with how smart, how intelligent, or how many hours of work I've done in my life. Now, I also have IRS and the federal government that wants to put me in prison because I haven't paid the taxes yet, which was $700, and having to live here at my mom's and try to take care of her bills and try to get her death certificate has been somewhat of a long, difficult road. To get this fixed up enough for me to even have a bed in the living room that was up off the floor also was a big deal, because now I can't get up off the floor. Once I get down, that's it. I'm down. This all happened Friday. Friday was the last day I could get on the floor and get back up. because Monday I tried to get up, couldn't get up. And once I did get up, it was because I slid across the room to unlock the door. Now, supposedly my cousin supposedly came Saturday or Sunday and helped me change and helped me do things and wash my clothes. I came home from the hospital and nothing looked the same. And I was like, wait a minute, somebody came in here and robbed me. And why would somebody take my comforter? Why would somebody take my blue jeans? Why would somebody... There was just some odd things missing. The pictures had been rummaged through. There was a bag of pictures that were out of the picture box. I don't know what happened. I mean, they really just, whoever it was, right? So then my cousin come back, Monday afternoon, and they proceeded to tell me, oh, you unlocked the door. And yeah, we took all this stuff to wash for you. And now YouTube says that we cannot no longer reply to videos anymore after September 18th. I'm not sure how we're supposed to get responses, but I have a Facebook named Michael Boyd, and it's a black picture with it was my signature, but the signature looks so much like an old man scribbled in that I was like, hey, this is a wonderful art piece I'm going to use. So I used it as an icon. But you can find me, and I have several Facebook accounts. If you can't get a hold of me there, you can also write me at 11903 Green Grove Drive. That's Michael Boyd, Michael, last name Boyd, Boyd. The Austin address is Austin, Texas, 78725. That's the 3 different lines on the letter. With a reply, with this, I would love to have a letter, and also leave your return address so that I might be able to write you back. Because I have a lot of information to share with others that may not otherwise have that information and are having a hard time getting through to people. We're having a national crisis right now. The FBI foreseen it coming, and by the time that the FBI seen it coming, it was already starting. I don't have a whole lot to say because I'm knocking on death's door right now, and I'm trying to be quiet, calm, not stir anything up, and I'm trying to not do anything to make anybody upset, and I'm trying to be calm myself so that I can get well. I doubt very seriously if that's going to stop me from dying, because I've already got so many things going against me. There's just not going to be much longer, and why people are ignoring my health and ignoring the things that's going on, I have no earthly idea. I don't know why that I'm having so many issues with people that it's already getting paid for doing a job, to add things that are medical or mental that I need help with, and they're already getting paid for it in some way, and yet that's all they're willing to do. People, if you have no family, you have no chance of living, and they won't take you for socialization. They're not going to take you if you cut yourself, because in 2 or 3 hours they're going to send you back home. There is no help. I'm telling you, there's no help. The best thing you can do is find somebody with a pistol if you want to and shoot yourself. Now, I take that back. You know what? The best thing to do is pray to God. Give your life over to God. Pray to God to forgive you for all your sins. Make sure it's a daily thing. And just keep thinking positive thoughts for your life for that day. Even if it's watching a movie or watching a movie. Keep your music down low. Try to stay out of everybody's way. And tucker down and just ride the storm out. There's another side to this life. There's something's going to happen after your life, and you can't die in vain, because nobody will forget you. whether hated or liked, you'll still be remembered. That's how the soul lives, I think. I don't know if I'm going to be going to church this Sunday, but I'm looking forward to it. If I do get to go to church, it was offered to me. I'm not sure how long that's going to offer is going to stay. Like I said, I got Facebook. Please check on it, and I have a phone number listed there that goes to my cell phone. You're welcome to text me or call me. I'd rather you text me, that way that I can talk to you. I'm in the Invisible group. It is for mental illness. It's a place where you can come and talk about your issues. There are other groups online, but I just don't know them all. Just letting everybody know, all the people I watch, Chris with Chris's Country Roads, Crossroads, I mean. There is Urban Ghost, Urban Exploration. I miss you guys, especially you, Joe. You've been an inspiration and somebody that I could look up to. I'm glad that, Chris, you're still recording things. Marie, I miss your blogs. I've been so sick, it's been hard to catch up on anybody. Also, Omar Gosh TV, thank you for the coffee mug I finally got, but somebody stole it. It's amazing how popular you already are. And if I never see anybody again, I hope that y'all will keep seeing my videos and keep reminding yourself how much worse your life can be. That if one thing don't work, don't keep bouncing your head against that same old thing. Try something new. If you don't know what to do, call 472-HELP if you're in the Austin area or surrounding Travis County areas and the surrounding counties within that area. If you need to, there is a 1-800 suicide hotline that you can find on the internet. If you ever need somebody to talk to, please call that number. If you ever need to do alcohol and drug rehab, there is also a 1-800 number for that. You can do research online. The investigations of any type that you would have or need, forget it, dismiss it. God would dismiss your sins as you dismiss others, because that's just the way it goes. You don't react. You act as, you know, if you get something, you know, in your life and you know, they give you the option of filing charges or whatever, forget it, because God forgives you for your sin, therefore you should forgive others for their sin. And that's just a peril of how I feel about others and about what I've had done to me or not done to me. As you can see, I have this completely broke off right here, and then this is broke across here and down into here. And yeah, I'm not gonna say any much more about that. I seen a video on medical how that of course this is what I believe he's talking about. I'll show you right there real close. It's probably backwards on you, but it's an inhaler, and it can cause shortness of breath, which I have COPD. So yeah, I might suck on that about 4 or 5 times, plus I've got 2 others, once in the morning, once in the afternoon. As you can see, one's blue and one's red. It's hard to see the red one and the blue one, okay. One's that color and the other one's this color. So I have one in the morning and one at night. The night is blue, the green is in the morning. So it doesn't mean I'm cured. It doesn't mean it's a fix. It's not a cure. It's kind of like a bandage until you get where you're going, which means to heaven or hell. Sorry, it ain't more positive of a note, but I did have my cousin has been coming out. I've given her all the information that she needs to get a hold of anybody to do anything, including, I think that we're going to have to go to the bank and put her as a signer to close my bank. Also, I filed a taxes with my Social Security. Took out 12% or 13%, 14, whatever it is, to IRS to pay off my debts with them. I've done everything I can do. I hope that people will understand, because I don't exactly. And from day to day, I lose more and more processing and understanding things. I'm kind of in a fog most of the time now. Sick a lot, like I'm sick in my stomach right now, really a lot. I'm going to try to eat, but I don't think I'll have much success. Everybody, I'm looking forward to seeing your videos. Angry Grandma, would you please put another video out? I really need to laugh. And you and Jake are the most silliest people I've ever seen. And Jake, I'm sorry, dude. I used to be like you when I was 14, and you stay that way. You stay naive and cuckoo like you are, because once you get into the city and you allow the city to affect your life and change your choices in your mind, you're going to eventually end up in a lot of trouble. So the best thing is to do is you stay there with your grandma. And when she passes, you can't get mad. You can't commit suicide. You've got to hold on to your memories. Don't do anything that's stupid. You can't kill yourself and go with her. You have to wait until it's your time. It's just like cutting in line. You can't cut in line to get to the beginning. It's not worked that way. But Jake, if you ever need somebody to talk to or to respond to, or if you get this, listen to it through. And tell Granny I've been writing her and entering her on Facebook. Also, there's Chelsea, or Chelsea Luna, and I thought her name was Chelsea the Trailer Park Trash. Well, obviously it's not, but she's a lot rougher around the edges than I care what the age is, man. But there's a lot of things go through my mind that I don't say, but she said for me, so kudos for you. I'm glad you have no filter. I used to not have a filter. Now I have to bite my tongue. As soon as I say it, I go, oops, never mind about that, cut that part out. I've really gotten to an all-time new, all-time low, a new all-time low. Sorry about that. That's how backwards I am. Love you people. God bless you. And remember, God loves you too.